Any team sees a change at the top. What does that really mean? It's way deeper than just swapping names on an org chart. It's a moment that's really full of tradition, responsibility, a fundamental shift, really.
Exactly. And in the military, they formalize this moment. It's called a change of command ceremony. And look, it's not just for show. It's symbolic, absolutely, but it's also incredibly functional. It's the official, formal transfer of authority, responsibility, accountability, everything from one commander to next.
Yeah.
It ensures that chain of command stays solid, the unit stays together.
Right, continuity is key. And today we're doing a deep dive into a U.S. Army article about exactly this, a recent change of command at Fort Huachuca in Arizona. Our mission, if you will, is to pull out the key insights here. What can we learn about military leadership, about how these unit transitions work, and the roles of the specific units involved? Basically, by the end, you'll get a shortcut to understanding these significant events and what they really tell us about leadership.
Okay, so let's dive into the details. The ceremony itself, it happened July 18th, 2025, took place at the Merck Community Center, right there on Fort Huachuca. And it involved two key units. The Intelligence Center of Excellence Law Enforcement Activity, they call it ICoE, LEA, and the 483rd Military Working Dog Detachment.
And the person overseeing it all was Colonel Mike Childs, the garrison commander. His presence is important. It underlines the whole hierarchy, the official stamp of approval on this transfer.
So the garrison commander is sort of like the installations manager, like the mayor of the base. That's a good way to put it, yeah. Responsible for the day-to-day running, the infrastructure, support, everything. So him presiding means this change is fully recognized, fully sanctioned by the base leadership.
Okay, got it. And Fort Huachuca itself, this is where it gets really interesting, isn't it? It's not just some random base.
Oh, definitely not. Fort Huachuca is, well, it's huge for national defense. It hosts the Army's Intelligence Center of Excellence, NETCOM, that's the Network Enterprise Technology Command, plus like over 48 other tenant units. It's a really diverse multi-service environment.
Wow, okay.
And think about this. It has almost 950 square miles of restricted airspace and 2,500 square miles of protected electronic ranges. That tells you something about the kind of high-tech, sensitive work happening there. It's critical stuff.
Yeah, that's serious operational space.
And it has history, too.
Oh.
Established way back in 1877 down in southeast Arizona, pretty close to the Mexico border. It was even declared a national landmark in 76.
So there's a real weight to the place.
There is. And those units we mentioned. The ICoE LEA is basically the police and security for the Intelligence Center. The 483rd MWD Detachment, that's the military working dogs. Detection, patrols, important specialized roles. Understanding that gives you context for the leadership challenges.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about the outgoing commander, Captain Jesus de la Torre. Colonel Childs had some significant things to say about his time in command. He mentioned de la Torre took over during a period of transition and transformation.
Right, and that's telling. It shows that de la Torre wasn't just managing the status quo, he was leading through change. Childs pointed out specifically that de la Torre handled the inactivation of the 18th Military Police Company. Instead of just letting it fade, he shaped that legacy into the current LEA structure, tailoring it, Childs said, to Fort Huachuca's specific, unique mission.
So turning a potentially disruptive event into a strategic realignment.
Exactly. And Childs stressed this needed not only administrative precision, but strategic vision and steadying leadership. In his assessment, de la Torre delivered on every front.
High praise. And it wasn't just about the big picture, the structure, right? Childs also mentioned his focus on the soldiers, specifically readiness and training. He commended de la Torre for finding innovative ways to sustain law enforcement skills and scenario-based training, even when there were competing demands.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is the connection Childs drew between de la Torre's philosophy and the unit's culture. He said de la Torre believes that a well-trained soldier is a confident soldier, and because of that belief, he built a culture of competence and pride across the formation.
So the leader's core belief directly shaped the team's identity and capability.
Precisely. It shows how leadership goes beyond just giving orders. It's about instilling values and building confidence from the ground up.
And you could really feel de la Torre's connection to his troops in his own farewell remarks. He said, "To the soldiers of the LEA and 483rd, without you, there is no mission." He added, "They reminded me daily of my purpose and the privilege I carry as your commander." And ended with, "I am eternally grateful to you. It has truly been an honor." Pretty powerful stuff.
It really is. And then Demonstrating real class and confidence in the transition, he directly endorsed his successor, Captain Benjamin Martinez. He called Martinez the right person for the job and said his energy would elevate the unit to greater heights.
That kind of handoff, that public show of support, must make a huge difference for the incoming leader and the unit.
Oh, absolutely. It sets a positive tone right from the start.
Okay, so let's shift focus to the incoming commander, Captain Benjamin Martinez. His opening remarks were pretty direct, thanked everyone, thanked Colonel Childs for the opportunity.
Yeah, and he immediately acknowledged Captain de la Torre. He told him, "You did an amazing job leading this formation," thanked him for this smooth transition, and then made a key statement. "I will do my best to continue the success that you started."
Right, that's important. It's not about wiping the slate clean, but building on what's there, continuity again.
Exactly. It shows respect for the past efforts and a commitment to maintaining momentum, maybe even accelerating it.
And Colonel Childs seemed confident in Martinez's ability to do just that. He noted Fort Huachuca's mission is diverse and complex, and told Martinez, "Your ability to lead in both structure and adaptive environments will be a force multiplier." High expectations there.
Definitely. And this raises an interesting point about Martinez himself, his personal background. He made a point to thank his family, specifically his older brother Joe, who's also an Army military police captain right now, and his father Joe, a retired Army MP lieutenant colonel.
Wow, a family tradition.
Very much so.
Wow.
He called his father his role model and hero. That kind of deep, multi-generational connection to military service, especially military policing, you have to imagine that really shapes your perspective, your commitment, your whole leadership style. It's not just a job, it's almost ingrained.
Yeah, that personal history adds another layer entirely. And then to wrap things up formally.
Right. The ceremony concluded in the traditional way, playing the military police regimental march and then the Army song, a standard symbolic end to the official transfer.
So, stepping back from the specifics, what's the big takeaway here? What does this deep dive really show us?
Well, for me, it underlines that these change of command ceremonies are, so much more than just formalities. They're like these powerful public statements about leadership, about legacy, and about how even traditional organizations like the military are constantly evolving.
Yeah, you see the careful planning, the respect for past work, but also the clear embrace of a new leader, a new vision. It's all about ensuring that forward motion.
And if we connect this back, these principles we've been talking about,
they're universal, aren't they? Leading through change, building that culture of competence, ensuring smooth handoffs, respecting foundations while aiming higher. It's not just military stuff. That applies whether you're running a tech startup, a local committee, a classroom, anywhere leadership happens.
Right. The core ideas transcend the uniform. Adaptable leadership, readiness, smooth transitions, it's all relevant.
So here's something to think about, maybe mull over after listening. How can understanding the deliberate structure, the symbolism, the weight of an event like this military change of command, how could that inform how you approach leadership transitions, whether that's at your job or maybe in a volunteer group or anywhere else? Think about that blend of respecting tradition while driving adaptation, and what actions, what words truly foster that sense of confidence and competence in a team, making them ready for whatever comes next.